Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel, to my wonderland. It is coffee time, and today I bring you a video that I actually tried to record once and something went wrong. I recorded the whole video, I edited it, I exported it, but then for some reason it didn't export the last like 2 minutes and I couldn't find the original files anymore, so I just decided like, okay, whatever, I'll just redo it because, you know, I don't want to post something that it's missing part of its content. And it's basically, I was talking to you in that video about the Netflix February releases. So because we're already in March, I decided to redo the ones from February and also talk to you about some interesting releases from the month of March. I will try to make these videos as often as possible if I have the time, but it's just, you know, to let you know which things are coming to Netflix I am more interested about or I would recommend people to watch. Since the February releases were things that I was really into, I still wanted to include them in this video, so this is going to be the February and March Netflix releases. Now, this is not a complete list of all the releases, it is just some that for one reason or another are interesting to me. So let's start with the February releases. On the 1st of February, we had Russian Doll, and it is the first role of Natasha Lyonne, who was part of the cast from Orange is the New Black, and I really loved her character in Orange is the New Black, so I'm happy that now she's getting finally a leading role. She has also co-created it with Amy Poehler, who is responsible for Recreations and Park. And the first time that I watched this trailer, I could not, you know, stop but compare it with Happy Death Day because it has kind of like the same premise. This is a comedy drama and we follow the story of Nadia, which is a 30-something-year-old that lives in New York, and she happens to die at her birthday party. So she wakes up again in her best friend's bathroom and she has to relive the night again, and she dies again. And this starts to happen on loop. She enters this loop where whatever she does, it might change the way she dies, but she still ends up dying at some point on the day, and, you know, in very absurd ways and, you know, comic ways. And I'm fascinated to see how this idea is going to work in a TV series, because for a movie like Happy Death Day, this kind of loop in where you die over and over again, it kind of worked and I did enjoy the movie. But I don't know how that is going to work for a full TV series, so I'm really excited to check this one out. I still have not had time to watch it, but definitely one that I want to watch. Then we have Night Fliers, which is a combination of sci-fi and horror, and this is based in a novel by George R.R. Martin by the same name. Now, I still have not read that novel, but it's very short, so I'm going to be ordering it and reading it shortly because I do want to watch it before the Netflix series. And I have read from George R.R. Martin other books as well, not just the A Song of Ice and Fire that everybody knows as the TV show Game of Thrones. I've also read Fever Dream, which is a book about vampires that was amazing. So I know that he can write basically about anything and his books are really awesome. So I'm really excited about this one because I love, you know, horror combined with science fiction. You know, I love Alien, and Event Horizon is one of my favorite, you know, science fiction horror movies. It's a dark, crazy, twisted psychological horror movie based on space. So that is all that I like in one, and I'm super excited and pumped about this one. On the 14th of February, we got Dirty Joan, and it is part of the booming interest on true crime stories, which I'm not complaining about because I've always been interested in them. It is based on the real life of this con man and sociopath that basically changed the life for the worst of this businesswoman called Deborah and her whole family. Really excited to check this one out, and I still also have to check Ted Bundy Files because it's another true crime story that I'm also really pumped for. And on the 15th of February, we finally got The Umbrella Academy, and I was dying to watch this one. I'm currently watching it as we speak, and I'm loving it. I love that it's kind of slow paced, but it's still giving you so much action. and I just love all the characters and the humor, and whoever decided on the soundtrack, you're a genius, because I love it. The show is based in an alternate reality where JF Kennedy was never assassinated, and suddenly one day 43 children were born in a very weird way. Basically 43 women woke up not being pregnant but gave birth to a baby. So that's really weird. And there is this rich man that decides that there must be something special about those babies because they are coming into this world in such weird circumstances. So he wants to adopt them, and he offers the mothers money, but only 7 of those mothers agree to sell him their children. So he ends up with 7 of those children, and you know, they end up developing superpowers. And our story takes place when these 7 superheroes go back to the mansion where they were raised by this man, because he has passed away, and it seems that it might have not been a natural death. The Umbrella Academy is actually based on comics by the same name from Dark Horse that were created by the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. Now let's go to March. Let's check all of the releases that are going to be available on Netflix this month. On the 7th of March, we have The Order. It is a teen fantasy in which a college student pledges to this secret order with, you know, like a dark secret order, because he wants to avenge his mother's death. And he ends up in a war between werewolves and practitioners of dark magic. Sounds interesting, but you know, with these things, it's kind of like a hit or miss, but I might start watching the first episodes to see if I like it. As a quick mention, in case you follow this series, on the 8th of March, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is getting its 5th season. It is a sitcom based on a police department, and like I said, I have not watched it, but in case you're following it, you're finally getting season 5. Also on the 8th of March, we're getting a British dark comedy, and it is called Afterlife, and we're following the story of a widower that then he decides now from this point on in his life, after he becomes a widower, that he is just going to say and do whatever he wants. And with British comedies, for me, it's also a hit or miss. It depends really on how the humor is done, but it's something that it sounded interesting and I might give it a try. On the 15th of March, and if you follow this show, I just wanted to mention that Queer Eye is getting its 3rd season. Something I'm really excited about is that we're finally getting Love, Death plus Robots. And it is David Fincher's collection of animated shorts, and we have fantasy, science fiction, horror, everything is in there, and I'm super excited to check these shorts out. It is a collection of 18 different short stories, and they give us a warning that this is only for adults because it includes exploding skulls and nudity and legs being sewn off. So yeah, not for the lighthearted or for children. And on the 29th of March, something else that I'm really excited about is Santa Clarita Diet is getting a season 3. So when I started this series, I didn't know what to expect, but I actually found it really hilarious, and I just really love Drew Barrymore as well, and I thought they just brought something kind of fresh into the zombie genre, and I absolutely loved it. And this series is based on the story of a married couple. They are real estate agents, and one day the wife starts to feel weird and she pukes a lot. And they realize that she's experiencing some physical changes, and then they come to the conclusion that she's a zombie. She just lost appetite for regular food and starts craving human flesh. And she tries first to eat you know, raw meat, but when it stops working, she knows that there is no other choice but to find people to kill and eat. And it also shows the relationship, you know, between the husband and her daughter, trying to help her and accept her in this new, you know, phase in life. And I thought it was really funny. It's really well done, and I think it's hilarious. And it's getting a season 3, so I'm probably gonna be binge watching that when it comes out. So these were some of the releases from Netflix in February and March 2019, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video where I compiled a couple of things that I'm really excited about. Let me know down below, what are you currently watching on Netflix, or what are you most excited about from these new releases. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Give the video a thumbs up for support, subscribe to the channel. All my other social media as always can be found down below. and I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!